Welcome to Naturally Inspired Radio, where we expose what's broken in the healthcare system, connect you to real health solutions, and inspire you to take back control of your life. We want to help you feel empowered, informed, and free to live naturally without fear, confusion, or dependency. Download our latest book on real solutions for health at naturallyinspiredradio.com. Naturally Inspired Radio is a nationally syndicated show broadcast on over 100 radio stations, online platforms, video channels, and podcast feeds. Follow us on your favorite platform today, hit that like button, leave a comment, and engage in our special live stream chats, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com to learn more, register for our weekly giveaway, and explore past episodes. You can also connect directly with Tammy, follow her on all major social media platforms, and discover more about our featured guests and trusted radio partners. Are you looking for better health? Work with Tammy today and take the first step toward a healthier, more empowered lifestyle. Schedule your complimentary 30-minute lifestyle assessment to explore personalized guidance on nutrition, movement, toxin-free living, and natural beauty without pharma. Get started now and discover Tammy's preferred health products at naturallyinspiredstore.com or text Tammy directly 720-303-8868. Love the show and want to support the movement? Head over to naturallyinspiredradio.com and click on the support tab. There you'll find all the ways you can get involved. Join our Naturally Inspired community, become a preferred customer, attend one of our amazing live events, get your backstage pass for exclusive access, and connect to all things naturally inspired. Thank you for tuning in today. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time? Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
The information and other content provided on this radio show or in any linked materials is provided for informational purposes only, not intended and should not be construed as medical advice. It is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment.
Wowzers. I like my new music. It's a little upbeat, a little jammy. I like it. You have to excuse me. So we have wildfires going on in Utah, apparently. And this explains a lot because my eyes are on fire. They're watering. So I deal with a little bit of allergy situation, usually the end of July, the first week of August. And it's always, a little bit watery. It's gotten better through the years since I improved my gut microbiome. So it's a little bit watery. But this year I'm thinking, man, what is my problem? Like my eyes are burning. I'm out with the cows this morning and with the animals and whatnot, feeding the chickens. And my eyes are just pouring. And it looks a little hazy, but I've been trying to stay off the news because it's a downer. Right. So I realized that, we got some wildfires going on. So I guess Utah's on fire. God bless them. If it's not fire, it's flood. It's just a little suspicious. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so prayers to people in Utah because they're on fire. And so the Front Range here in northern Colorado is so hazy and smoky. So that's what's going on. So my eyes, if I start to crying, you know what's happening. I'm really not that sad. It's just it's just the smoke out here. It's the smoke. It's kind of crazy. So anyway, some good stuff happening around the farm today. I've got some pictures to share with you. So first of all, who is an SNL fan and is old like me? Because if you're old like me and you used to watch SNL way back when it was funny, maybe you remember Toonces the cat. Do you remember Toonces, the driving cat? Well, I just had to share this with you today because apparently I have my very own Toonces. Check out this picture from... This is what I woke up to this morning because somebody didn't roll up the window in the beater that we have. We have a little beater of old Ford Ranger that we use around the farm. It's a tiny one, tiny truck. And we use it for hay. We use it for everything, right, around the farm. And somebody didn't roll up the window and Toonces decided to go for a drive. So that's my cat. That's what I woke up to this morning when I went outside to feed everybody. Living on a farm, I'm telling you, it's constantly a gong show because who knows what he did in there over the night. I don't even want to know. I kicked him out of there. But I'm going to leave the windows open for a while because you never know with these dang barn cats. You know how they are. But on the bright side, my pears are in. So look at my beautiful pears. And those trees are covered in pears. And if you've been following me for a while, you know that way back in the spring, I was really worried about these fruit trees because we got a late snow. And I mean, it was very wet snow, but it's still, I was concerned that I wasn't going to get any fruit at all. And it turns out that we're getting tons of fruit. So we got tons of apples. They're just little ones still. They're coming in, every day. But the pears, this is my first pear that I picked of the season, and it is delicious. I got some raspberries this morning too. So it's all good. Things are coming in. It's all good. Things are coming in around here on the farm. So I'm super excited about that. Got a great show for you today. I know. I've been talking a lot about AI, but I ain't going to stop. I am not going to stop because it's so important that you get a full view of what's going on with AI, how that's going to impact your health, how that's going to impact your life overall. So I brought some clips with me today about AI. So from that Mowat, I believe his last name is. So I'm going to share those with you. So we're going to talk about that's our daily topic today. There's a blur happening, and boy, oh boy, Jason and I had a good talk this morning about this very thing. So I want to share some of those things that we were talking about this morning, because I know you'll be able to relate to them, and I think it'll bring a different point of view to you. So we're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about baby foreskin. Yes, I said it. Baby foreskin. We're going to talk about that because this is a whole industry. And there's a lot of assumed knowledge we're operating on these days. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of assumed knowledge. And so I just want you to know kind of what's behind the baby foreskin. So we're going to talk about that. Also, there's a new article out today talking about increased screen time and how that is now being linked to heart attacks in kids. Heart attacks in kids. Is it the screen time? Is it the injections? You know what I'm saying? Because there's like stroke involved in this. It's really hard to piece apart where this stuff is coming from, but we do need to be aware of it. And screen time, of course, I reported earlier this week, is up to 7 hours on average. 7 hours on average for a kid to be on screen time. You know how I feel about this. This is sucking their consciousness, right? So we'll talk about that. And then the HHS pulled funding to BARDA. And we'll talk about what BARDA is. It's all about the biomedical field. And they pulled some funding from that. So I feel like that's good news. Our health topic today, kind of on a heart theme today, we'll be talking about heart health and 7 strategies, 7 real solutions, 7 real strategies for a healthy heart. And I didn't get these from the American Heart Association. Just saying. Okay. And of course, we'll have a naturally inspired moment. So you want to stay tuned for that, because that's a fan favorite. I get a lot of feedback on our naturally inspired moment. So I'm so glad you're here today. Let's get started. I want to talk about the blur between reality and virtual reality. Boy, oh boy. It kind of sends your brain just like a working, you know what I mean? Like you're trying to grasp onto the concept of what is going on here. And it's hard. I find myself struggling with this issue because I'm interacting with people in the world. And what Jason and I discovered today, finally found the vocabulary kind of more dialed in to explain how I feel when I'm out in the world. And how I feel when I'm out in the world is that I feel like a bit of an alien. I feel like sometimes I interact with people, especially people of the younger persuasion, and I cannot connect to them on a human level. And I've said this before, they feel a little body, B-O-T-T-Y, right? Like a robot, like you're dealing with a robot. And I think the explanation behind that is that they are truly living in virtual reality now. Most of their time is spent online. Most of their time is spent behind a screen. And so they're missing key human characteristics and it makes sense because, like 90% of communication is nonverbal, right? It's a shrug. It's a, squish of your face. It's a, wink of your eye. We're getting a lot of verbal cues, physical cues from someone's body language. And I'm not sure if they're developing body language, some of these people that are spending this much time behind a screen, because they're just like doing this, right? Heads down, thumbs a working. Scroll, scroll, scroll. Like we are splitting. And I'm telling you, I feel this coming. There's going to be a split in humanity between people who choose to live in virtual reality and people who choose to live in reality, which will become the old reality, I'm thinking. I mean, it's a very interesting time, to say the least. And I've got a lot to say about it. We're going to go to break. I've got some clips for you, and you're not going to want to miss this. I think it'll leave you thinking about things for quite a while, because this morning I was just like, oh my gosh, this is insane. But here we are. And thank goodness, here you are. Here today for Naturally Inspired Radio. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time? Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturalinspiredradio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturalinspiredradio.com/collagen. Did you know that medicinal mushrooms are excellent for pets? Take our preferred pet health products for joint health, skin health, antioxidant protection, cell health, anti-aging benefits, gut health, liver support, cholesterol regulation, blood pressure support, brain health, anxiety relief, respiratory health, endurance and strength, anti-fatigue, and much more. Available in easy-to-take treats, great-tasting gravy, and our pet food blends.
Since adding mushroom dog food to my dog's diet, I've noticed a huge improvement in his energy and coat health. He's like a puppy again, even at 10 years old.
After starting my care on mushroom super sauce, her immune health and digestion have noticeably improved. She's more playful, and her fur has never looked shinier.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. Text Tammy with questions or to order at 720-303-8868. Visit naturalinspiredradio.com/mushroom. That's naturalinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturalinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturalinspiredradio.com.
Welcome back. I'm so glad you're here. This is where we expose the healthcare system for what it is. We bring you real solutions for health every single day. And we discuss just how crazy, just how absolutely nuts this world is right now. We could have never predicted this. I want to get to some clips right away so we can get them in because I think these are very important talking points and very relatable. This is how I feel. This is how I feel about the way who elected these people. You know, the whole process, the democratic process, is so phony. You know, I think we probably all agree on that now. It's just all a big circus, all a big distraction. That's how I feel. Let's cue up that first clip and go to it. This is Mo Mowat, and he's a big time tech guy, been in the business for a long, long time, giving us his perspective on the transformation into the digital revolution and AI. Here it is.
Superior quality to anything that you'll ever need. More than anything you'll ever need. That's the truth of our life today. The truth of our life today is that there isn't much more missing.
No.
Okay, and when Californians tell us, oh, but AI is going to increase productivity and solve this, and nobody asked you for that. Honestly, I never elected you to decide on my behalf that getting a machine to answer me on a call center is better for me. I really didn't. Okay, and because those unelected individuals are making all the decisions, they're selling those decisions to us through what? Media. Okay, all lies from A to Z. None of it is what you need. And interestingly, you know me, I this year I failed, unfortunately. I won't be able to do it, but I normally do a 40 days silent retreat in nature, okay? And you know what? Even as I go to those nature places, I'm so well trained that unless I have a Waitrose nearby, I'm not able to. Like I'm in nature, but I need to be able to drive 20 minutes to get my rice cakes. Like what? What? Who taught me that this is the way to live? All of the media around me, all of the messages that I get all the time. Try to sit back and say, what if life had everything? What if I had everything I needed? I could read, I could do my handcrafts and hobbies. I could, fix my, restore classic cars, not because I need the money, but because it's just a beautiful hobby. I could, build AIs to help people with their long-term committed relationships, but really price it for free. What if? Would you still insist on making money? I think no. I think a few of us will still. And they will still crush the rest of us. And hopefully, soon the AI will crush them.
I wanted to bring this back up because I think it's so important that we recognize what he's talking about here. First of all, nobody elected these people to come in and change our life. And in fact, I feel like there has been a concerted effort to conceal how much this will change our lives. I truly do. I think the regulation has been pushed off. I think that it's been concealed with just, the ability to live in the tech world like so many of these people do. They live in the tech world. I'm telling you, I keep, putting blinders on my eyes like this to describe that this is how these people live. But this is truly how some of these people live. These billionaires, these Sam Altmans, their body, BOTTY. They're like bots. They're missing the full spectrum of life. I cannot reiterate that enough because they're not qualified to inform us or to lead us into the digital revolution because they don't have the full spectrum of life here. They are living in blinders, right? Like you create your reality with what you're focused on. And we're going to talk about that later in the show. I'm going to give you an example of that. That's what these guys are doing. They are so hyper fixated on developing AI that they're not seeing the full scope of how this is going to impact people. He's right. How much better could life get for an American these days? Even people who are struggling, financially poor in America, right? Because poor in America is not poor like it is in Africa. So, our poorer people here have cell phones, right? They're clothed, they have shoes, most of them. And there's usually an issue of drug use or mental illness when we're talking about people who are living on the street, right? There's reasons for that. So how much better can it get? And now these people are coming in with their billions of dollars funding this operation to change our lives. And nobody elected them to do this. And where's the regulation? It's not there. You know why it's not there? Because I'll say it again and again and again and again. America is a business. Your country is a business. It's being run like a business. And so therefore, it has a fiduciary responsibility for its shareholders. And its shareholders happen to be a lot of these billionaires that have paid to play. Let's go to the next clip. Again, this is Mo Gawat. Gawat. I think I keep saying it wrong. Anyway, here it is. Take a listen.
We're going to give them a headset and a sedative, right? And we're going to let them sleep. Every night, they'll sleep for 23 hours, and we're going to get them to live an entire lifetime. They, in that virtual world at the speed of your brain when you're asleep, you're going to have a life where you date Scarlett Johansson, and then another life where you're Nefertiti, and then another life where you're a donkey, right? Reincarnation, truly in the virtual world. And then, I get another life when I date Hannah again, and I, enjoy that life tremendously. And basically, the cost of all of this is zero. You wake up for 1 hour, you walk around, you move your blood, you eat something or you don't, and then you put the headset again and live again. Is that unthinkable? It's creepy compared to this life. It's very, very doable.
What, that we just live in headsets?
Do you know if you're not?
I don't know if I'm not, no.
Yeah. You have no idea if you're not. I mean, every experience you've ever had in life was an electrical signal in your...
Every experience you've had in your life is an electrical signal, right? And we create our reality. Let me tell you that this is so incredibly true, and that we have to wrap our head around this concept, that what you focus on is your reality. And you start to think about all of the things that have transpired, and that makes a whole lot of sense. Let's take COVID, for example, right? I'll tell you, and a lot of people may disagree with this or get upset by this statement, but I don't, you know me, I'm going to say it anyway. Now I truly see that COVID was created for the ushering in of the digital revolution. Think about it. Did you see anybody drop dead in front of your eyes? Or did you see people drop dead online in China? Did you see people who, were struggling to breathe or whatever in the streets? Were there dead bodies in the streets? Did you see the numbers dying in front of your face? Or did you see them along the ticker of CNN, along the bottom ticker? I mean, did we get shown something to focus on? And then we created it? And you say, oh, now you're saying COVID didn't exist or whatever. No, I'm saying it was very real for a lot of people. Let me tell you a little story here. And I always learn from my kids, right? This has happened to me before as well. But recently, my daughter, okay, she's gorgeous. I mean, I can say that about my daughter. She's gorgeous. But I'll tell you what she did to herself recently. It's absolutely amazing, the power of your mind. Stay tuned. I'll tell you about it when we come back. This is Naturally Inspired Radio. I'm so glad you're here.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time. Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturalinspiredradio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturalinspiredradio.com/collagen. Did you know that medicinal mushrooms are excellent for pets? Take our preferred pet health products for joint health, skin health, antioxidant protection, cell health, anti-aging benefits, gut health, liver support, cholesterol regulation, blood pressure support, brain health, anxiety relief, respiratory health, endurance and strength, anti-fatigue, and much more. Available in easy-to-take treats, great tasting gravy, and our pet food blends.
Since adding mushroom dog food to my dog's diet, I've noticed a huge improvement in his energy and coat health. He's like a puppy again, even at 10 years old.
After starting my care on mushroom super sauce, her immune health and digestion have noticeably improved. She's more playful, and her fur has never looked shinier.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. Text Tammy with questions or to order at 720-303-8868. Visit naturalinspiredradio.com/mushroom. That's naturalinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturalinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturalinspiredradio.com.
We're back. You're listening to Naturally Inspired Radio. I don't know. I kind of like this new music. It's kind of funky. Getting some comments on it in the chat. Welcome back to Naturally Inspired Radio. We're just talking about virtual reality and reality, and this kind of very, I guess it's like strange or obscure conversation we're having here. But I left off where I wanted to tell you a story about my daughter. So let me tell you, and don't think I'm crazy, okay? Just like entertain this, okay? Because a lot of things, a lot of people have said, I feel like time is speeding up. And I know that happens as you get older, and I'm definitely getting older. But there's more people like, oh my gosh, the time's just like speeding up. Like this seems to be a common comment recently, especially in the last 6 months, I would say. It feels like time's just like flying by. It's going by so fast. I think it's possible, and hear me out, okay? I think it's possible that we are getting more powerful as a consciousness, as a collective consciousness, that we may be elevating our higher faculties already. And I'll tell you why I think that. This has happened to me my whole life, but it took me till probably, I don't know, my 30s, I guess, to figure out that I was doing it and that we were capable of it. And here's what it is. You ever think of something, right? And then it happens. So you think of somebody calling you or whatever, and then they call you or they text you or whatever. that type of thing. But I think that is speeding up. And here's why I think it's speeding up. So the other day, my daughter was telling me, she wakes up in the morning and she tells me, I think, something, my eye's like a little sore right here. And I take a look at it or whatever. I was like, oh yeah, it looks like you might, be getting a small sty in your eye, or maybe it's a clogged eyelash follicle. And she looks at me and she goes, I made that happen. I said, oh, well, what happened? And she said, 2 days ago, her friends were over and one of her friends was doing her makeup, and she made the comment that if you don't throw your makeup away, you got to throw your makeup away or whatever, because it'll give you a sty in your eye. And my daughter thought to herself, oh my gosh, how old is my makeup? How old is this? Like, am I going to get a sty in my eye? Oh my gosh, she thought to herself, I don't want to get a sty in my eye. And she was worried about it. 2 days later, she wakes up with a sty in her eye. And I bring that up because, some people will be like, oh, well, that's, that stuff happens. It's coincidence or whatever. This has happened so many times in our family. It is insane. Let me tell you, many years ago when I did not know better, my son got his tonsils out, right? Vaccine injured child, inflammation in the airway, constantly inflamed. Didn't know. If I knew what I know now, I would have never allowed that, but we did take his tonsils out. And Jason does not have his tonsils. And so it's pretty hard to get strep when you don't have tonsils. But Jason was so worried about our son getting his tonsils out that he would get strep before he was able to get the tonsils out, all of that he gave himself strep. That's just one incident. That has happened multiple times to Jason. He's really good at that. He's really, really good at worrying about his family and bringing on ailments to himself because he is so concerned about it. What is that? What exactly is that? If that is not you creating your own reality. The other day, I had a thought, we have this, I just showed you this beater little truck that we have, right, around here at the farm. And I thought, man, I'm so grateful for this little truck. We've had it for years now. It does such a good job. I was just thinking about it, it's such a good job as I was driving it. And then I had a negative thought like, oh crap, what are we going to do when this thing breaks down? And I kid you not, 3 days later, that little truck wouldn't start. So these are constants happening now. And like I said, they're compressed. It feels like things are speeding up. And I'll bring you back to the whole COVID thing, right? How much of what we were experiencing was actually real? And how much of what we were experiencing was virtual? Now take that same concept over to a lot of things that have happened over the last 5 years. A lot of things, a lot of events. Did they really occur that way? Or were they changed virtually? And we are focused on the virtual version of the thing that happened. This is really important now because they've accelerated the algorithm to push people into the algorithm, to be all consumed of the algorithm. And I am seeing the gap between people who are sucked into the algorithm and people who are not. And there is a communication gap. I would even venture to say there's a certain look in someone that has been captured by the algorithm. I know. I don't care. Go ahead. Call me nuts. I don't care. I know what I see. I know what I feel. And I know what I'm connecting to. Let's go to this clip. I want to set this up. Okay. What time is it? Okay. We've got a few minutes. This is an awareness clip. Okay. So it's really important that you focus. For those of you watching, focus on the screen, and I want you to be able to watch what's going on in the video super closely. Okay, it is. It's going to tell you what to focus on here, and let me just make sure I have it right here. It's going to tell you what to focus on. Oh, I'm sorry. Give me a second.
This is an awareness.
Give me just a second. Okay, so they're going to pass this ball, this team. And if you've done this before, don't ruin it for other people in the chat. But they're going to pass this ball around, and what you are focused on is how many times the white team, okay, the white shirt team, how many passes they pass the ball to each other. Pay close attention and count, okay? Take a watch and take a listen. I'll describe it here for those of you on radio. Here it goes.
This is an awareness test. How many passes does the team in white make?
Go! Watch closely.
The answer is 13. But did you see the moonwalking bear?
So, did you see the moonwalking bear? Because the first time I saw that type of experiment done, I was taking a neuro-linguistic programming course. And it was teaching us the power of focus, right? If you are instructed to focus on something specifically, your brain goes into focus mode, and all you see is what you are instructed to see. In this video, you were instructed to pay attention to how many passes the ball was being passed around to the white team. It was 13. How many of you actually saw the dancing, moonwalking bear that walked through the whole team there? I was in a room of probably 85, 90 people when I first saw a video like that. And out of all of us, there were 2 people out of 85 people who saw a very similar video like that with a gorilla. It was, again, count the number of passes that these people are doing, right? So everyone's focused on the passing of the ball. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, passing the ball. I got it. Everyone's focused on that. And they completely missed the gorilla who walked through the whole court. I was one of those 2 people in that room of 85 that actually saw the gorilla. Your reality is your perception. You create it with what you focus on. Stay tuned. It's a crazy, crazy conversation. I hope you're following me. We'll be right back. This is Naturally Inspired Radio.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time? Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen. Did you know that medicinal mushrooms are excellent for pets? Take our preferred pet health products for joint health, skin health, antioxidant protection, sow health, anti-aging benefits, gut health, liver support, cholesterol regulation, blood pressure support, brain health, anxiety relief, respiratory health, endurance and strength, anti-fatigue, and much more. Available in easy-to-take treats, great tasting gravy, and our pet food blends.
Since adding mushroom dog food to my dog's diet, I've noticed a huge improvement in his energy and coat health. He's like a puppy again, even at 10 years old.
After starting my care on mushroom super sauce, her immune health and digestion have noticeably improved. She's more playful, and her fur has never looked shinier.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. Text Tammy with questions or to order at 720-303-8868. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom. That's naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
Welcome back. So glad you're here today. I want to tell you, Jasmine said, I noticed a difference in my knees first. Stairs stopped hurting when I was going up and down them. Then my skin changed, plumper, smoother, and way less dry. What surprised me the most is how much better my gut feels. I didn't expect collagen to help with digestion, but here we are. It's a total game changer. That's from Jasmine in Utah. And that is what the power of our low molecular weight collagen. We've got so many customers having wonderful results from it. We get testimonies all the time. I love to share them with you because these are real solutions for health. And if you feel like, I've tried it all and it didn't work, and I would encourage you to try again. Go to naturallyinspiredstore.com today and order your liquid BioCell. For today's Naturally Inspired moment, I want to talk to you today about creating your reality. So here are 5 fresh strategies to create your own reality. Number 1, interrupt the pattern. We've talked about this before, how powerful it can be to just interrupt that cycle of thinking, right? I think some, in personal development or whatever, they'll call it like change your state, right? How do you do that though? Right? When you're on the cycle of the thinking pattern, on the doom scrolling and then you get, but it's like real doom scrolling, like your own thought process of doom scrolling where you process the same stories over and over again, right? How do you break that cycle? It takes practice. Listen, if you think you're the only one that stands in the shower and relives dumb things you said or mean things you said or horrible things you did to people that you feel regret about, or, you're not alone. Everybody experiences that. So how do you stop it though? Because the problem with doing that is it doesn't help anybody. It doesn't help the people you hurt in the past, and it certainly doesn't help you. So what's the point? What's the point, right? So you got to have tools though. You got to have tools to be able to interrupt that pattern. So if it feels like you're on a thought repeat, it's time to change the rhythm. So you can do things differently. You can put on a beautiful piece of music, change your state, right? You can move your body physically, change your state. You can throw some comedy on. That'll change your state. You can force yourself to repeat a mantra. That'll change your state. You can reset your vagus nerve with breathing, right? You can take deep breaths until you yawn and reset your vagus nerve. You can put your legs up on the wall. That's a reset as well. So many different ways to change your state. You are in control of that. Number 2, decide who you are, not who you were. Don't judge your present self and your future self by your past self. Stop recycling old versions of yourself. You are not your past, you're not your diagnosis, and you're not your doubt. Claim your identity today as someone who leads, someone who creates, and someone who lives awake. That is who you are. It doesn't matter who you were in the past. And quite honestly, it doesn't matter who you're going to be in the future either. Focus on now. Number 3, honor the micro moments. Big change is built in small, quiet choices, right? So when you can stop that thought pattern, when you have developed a system to switch your thinking and change your state that you can rely on, celebrate it. Celebrate it. When you make different choices in your food and your nutrition, do a micro celebration. Like, yeah, I had a pretty good day today. I stayed on. Good for me. Practice good inner dialogue, right? A kind word instead of all the negativity or even silence. It will help you create a new reality. Number 4, clean up the inner clutter. So your reality reflects your mind. If your thoughts are full of fear, overwhelm, or resentment, it's time for mental detox. Let it go and make space for new possibilities. I talk a lot about this on my Tuesday night weekly wellness call. What is your compelling future? And I know my people are probably like, oh, here she goes again. You're always hearing this from me, but this because it's so important. You have to have a compelling future. You have to have something to look forward to. You have to have a meaningful purpose in life. Otherwise, what's the point of making the change? Right? You have to start dreaming again. And I think, Jason and I have talked about this quite a bit recently. COVID changed our life. It turned our life upside down in so many different ways. And one of the ways that it turned our life upside down was I stopped dreaming because I became worried about not being able to do things in the future. I became worried about, being pressured to do things that I did not want to do, that I felt so spiritually, opposed to, that I could not do them. And that created worry and fear and doubt in me, and I stopped dreaming. So I don't know if that applies to you, through COVID, but if it does, it's time to dream again. It's time to start creating that compelling future for yourself because you deserve it. You deserve it. So clean up the clutter. Number 5, live like it's already true. I love this one. Stop waiting for the evidence. Stop waiting for the evidence. Act like the person you want to become. Dress like the person you want to become. Speak like them. Walk like them. Eat like them. Sleep like them. Embody the reality that you're calling in. Already that person. You're already that person. That's the wonderful thing. You are already that person. You're just not acting like it. You think that's possible? That you are already that person, you just aren't acting like that person because you're spending too much time thinking and worrying about what might be or what happened in the past. Now, many teachers I have studied from and worked with have said that. Most people live in the future in their mind, or they live in the past. They don't live in the present. And when you're living in the future and when you're living in the past, those are imaginary versions of yourself. They no longer exist in reality. They only exist in your mind. And that's the blurred line, I think, that they have used. When I say they, I'm talking about the establishment, right? Like they've used that model against us. They've kind of weaponized it against us, right? Because they know rolling out a traumatic event is going to bring uncertainty. It's going to bring fear. And we're going to immediately project into the future. How is this going to affect me? That's a distraction. That's a distraction from keeping you from doing what really matters in reality so that you can get the results that you want. Living in the past, reliving old things, guilt, another distraction. This portal. I've decided that's the word for today. Yesterday's word for the day was momentum, I feel like. And today's word of the day is portal. I said to Jason, this is not a phone. I never even see many people talking on this thing. This is a portal into virtual reality. This phone that we carry everywhere. We carry a portal with us everywhere we go. And we're willing to live in other people's virtual reality instead of creating our own. Why? Why are we doing that? Is it self-sabotage? Do we think we don't deserve the results that we want? Are we afraid of our own success? Because when we're scrolling down the hole, watching other people live, we are not living. It's a fascinating concept, this blur between virtual reality and reality. I'm going to take reality all day long, every day. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
Nearly 40% of Americans struggle with a $400 emergency expense. An extra $300 a month can be the difference between stability and financial stress.
Are you feeling the pinch of rising expenses? Imagine what an extra $300, $500, or even $1,000 a month can do for you. Introducing a simple 3-step system designed to help you create a steady income without the overwhelm. Step 1, follow our easy-to-use plan. Step 2, take small, consistent actions. Step 3, stay motivated with weekly coaching designed to keep you on track and moving forward. Whether you're saving for a family vacation, paying down debt, or just looking for breathing room, this system is for you. You don't need special skills, just the desire to make change. Join a growing community of success stories today. Visit simpleincome.info or text 720-764-7448.
Welcome to Naturally Inspired Radio, where we expose what's broken in the healthcare system, connect you to real health solutions, and inspire you to take back control of your life. We want to help you feel empowered, informed, and free to live naturally without fear, confusion, or dependency. Download our latest book on real solutions for health at naturallyinspiredradio.com. Naturally Inspired Radio is a nationally syndicated show broadcast on over 100 radio stations, online platforms, video channels, and podcast feeds. Follow us on your favorite platform today, hit that like button, leave a comment, and engage in our special live stream chats, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com to learn more, register for our weekly giveaway, and explore past episodes. You can also connect directly with Tammy, follow her on all major social media platforms, and discover more about our featured guests and trusted radio partners. Are you looking for better health? Work with Tammy today and take the first step toward a healthier, more empowered lifestyle. Schedule your complimentary 30-minute lifestyle assessment to explore personalized guidance on nutrition, movement, toxin-free living, and natural beauty without pharma. Get started now and discover Tammy's preferred health products at naturallyinspiredstore.com or text Tammy directly 720-303-8868. Love the show and want to support the movement? Head over to naturallyinspiredradio.com and click on the support tab. There you'll find all the ways you can get involved. Join our Naturally Inspired community, become a preferred customer, attend one of our amazing live events, get your backstage pass for exclusive access, and connect to all things naturally inspired. Thank you for tuning in today. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time? Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, Explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. NaturallyInspiredRadio.com.
The information and other content provided on this radio show or in any linked materials is provided for informational purposes only, not intended and should not be construed as medical advice. It is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment.
Tell you about Michelle. Michelle from Texas. She wrote in to let me know that being a part of the Naturally Inspired community has been life-changing for her. Our weekly wellness workshops have given her practical tools, not fluff. Listen, I just got to say this, that I work with people in the morning doing assessments, and I do assessments in the evening. I'm doing assessments all day long. And it's surprising to me that so many people still feel like they don't know what to do. I understand why, because there's so much information out there, but it makes me sad to think people are giving up. That's what bothers me. It's like, there's just so much out there. I don't even know what to do. And then they end up going the pharma route because they think they have to. And so don't be one of those people. Reach out to me. I do a free 30-minute assessment. It's free. We'll have a discussion. We'll talk about nutrition. We'll talk about things that, changes that you can make in your lifestyle. We'll get you on some supplementation. You become a customer of Naturally Inspired, and boom, you're in the Naturally Inspired community. You get to meet with us every Tuesday night. You get priority text. And there's some new things coming with the priority text. I'll be announcing that soon. It's going to be daily empowerment. So much that you get just for being a part of the Naturally Inspired community, because when we work together, we can change the state of our healthcare in this country. So be a part of it. Michelle loves it. She used to feel overwhelmed, she said, by her health, but now she feels informed, empowered, and supported, and she's getting the results that she wants. And I love that. So many people getting results now. It's incredible. All right, let's get to some top news stories, because there's some important ones. I want to talk to you about, actually, you know what? I think we have one more clip that I want to play for you before we move on to that top story. Let's go to that clip, because I think this kind of sums it up for us. Again, we're back to Mo Gawat. Take a listen.
Is just start enough wars to reduce UBI. And you have to imagine that if the world is governed by a superpower, deep state type thing, that they may want to consider that. The eaters.
What shall I do about it?
About
everything you've said.
Well, I still believe that this world we live in requires 4 skills. One skill is what I call the tool. For all of us to learn AI, to connect to AI, to really get close to AI, to expose ourselves to AI so that AI knows the good side of humanity. Okay? The second is what I call the connection, right? So I believe that the biggest skill that humanity will benefit from in the next 10 years is human connection. It's ability to learn to love genuinely. It's the ability to learn to have compassion to others. It's the ability to connect to people. If you want to stay in business, I believe that not the smartest people, but the people that connect most to people are going to have jobs going forward. And the third is what I call
Fascinating stuff there. Of course, that's what I've been talking about, right? Is that we need to elevate our higher faculties here. And I think it's happening. And it's happening out of necessity. You know, we have to change. So we've had this massive division with each other. And I think it's purposeful, right? This, you know, I always kind of just chuckle to myself when I drive by our local subdivisions, because we're out here in the country. But we got to drive through pass by several subdivisions. And in the evening, especially in the winter, in the dark, all you see is these giant TVs, these glowing TVs, because you can see them, you know, from the street, you can see the glow of the television inside all of these dark homes. And every single household is just, you know, got the TV on and they're staring into the TV. And then what do? We go into virtual reality. And then where do we shop? We shop online in virtual reality. We're not interacting with each other anymore. And I believe that movement was purposeful. Splitting up the family, right? Becoming complete isolationists, where we interact only with the portal, not with each other. And see, if we don't elevate our own consciousness and come together and learn how to get along, even when we don't like each other, if we don't learn how to support each other like the network that we are, the network of frequency that we are, the network of consciousness that we are, this thing will overtake us. So we're being forced to connect as humans because we have superpowers. Our human connection, we transfer energy to each other. We motivate each other. We express to each other in a way that brings feeling to one another. All you have to do is listen to somebody sing who you love their voice. It's a physical reaction. AI is not going to be able to capture that. That's where we have to spend our time, is in human connection. So it's going back to human connection. It's going back to community, because that is what AI does not have. And it will never have. And as we elevate our own skill set, our own consciousness, we'll stay ahead of it in that area. That's what I think. And I think it's going to be all about experiences in the future, human experience. Yeah, there's going to be a time, I believe, that it's going to get it may get dark for a period of time until people wake up and really realize that we need each other, that we're more than just, you know, bags of bones and genes and blood and, you know, sacks of meat walking around. We're so much more than that. And I think people are going to be forced to recognize that as we move forward. UBI gets brought up a lot in this podcast. Of course, that's universal basic income. And for those people who think that that is an answer, that's not how humans are designed. We need a little pressure. We need a little resistance in order to go out and hunt. And without that, that's going to create a lot of havoc in a lot of people's lives. Let's get to this. Let's introduce this topic at least of baby foreskin. I saw somebody tweet about this and I thought, oh yeah, I haven't talked about that for a long time. So I wanted to bring it up and talk about it today. Baby foreskin. Are you aware that the use of baby foreskin, specifically from neonatal circumcisions, has been used in scientific interest? There's been a lot of ethical debate. The foreskin contains a rich source of fibroblast cells, which are used in various industries, primarily cosmetic, pharmaceutical, and medical research. Now, if you think back, you practiced circumcision, was it an informed decision that you made about it? Or was it something you did because Well, dad has it. How much of this, these things that we do is based on assumed knowledge, is ritualistic? And if it is ritualistic, do we even understand the ritual behind it? Because I didn't. Do you? Why are we doing this stuff? Because when you dig deep, you realize that this is monetized. This is monetized. So here are some of the things it's used for. Number one, skin regeneration and wound healing. Foreskin tissue is rich in human fibroblasts and keratinocytes, which are cells essentially for skin regeneration. These cells are used to create bioengineered skin grafts for burn victims, chronic wound care, diabetic ulcers, research in skin disorders, but it's also used in beauty and aesthetics. It's used in stem cell research. The foreskin provides a consistent and ethically uncomplicated, in the view of some researchers, source of neonatal fibroblasts. These cells are used in labs to study aging, tissue regeneration, cancer therapies, pharmaceutical product testing. Were you told that your son's foreskin would be used for science? We got to really think about informed consent now, right? You're listening to Naturally Inspired Radio. I'm Tammy Cuthbert Garcia. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time? Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturalinspiredradio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturalinspiredradio.com/collagen. Did you know that medicinal mushrooms are excellent for pets? Take our preferred pet health products for joint health, skin health, antioxidant protection, cell health, anti-aging benefits, gut health, liver support, cholesterol regulation, blood pressure support, brain health, anxiety relief, respiratory health, endurance and strength, anti-fatigue, and much more. Available in easy-to-take treats, great-tasting gravy, and our pet food blends.
Since adding mushroom dog food to my dog's diet, I've noticed a huge improvement in his energy and coat health. He's like a puppy again, even at 10 years old.
After starting my care on mushroom super sauce, her immune health and digestion have noticeably improved. She's more playful, and her fur has never looked shinier.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. Text Tammy with questions or to order at 720-303-8868. Visit naturalinspiredradio.com/mushroom. That's naturalinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturalinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturalinspiredradio.com.
Welcome back. So glad you're joining me today. This is Naturally Inspired Radio, bringing you real solutions for health every single day and questioning what is going on in our world all the time. Talking about, before the break, we were talking about baby foreskin, and just circumcision on a whole is, do we know why we do this? You know, we're operating so much out of assumed knowledge. And when you look behind the scenes and you find out that the assumed knowledge that you have is actually monetized, it changes your thinking around it. Well, wait a minute here. What is that? You know, it's much like abortion. Abortion is monetized. And the front of that issue is always women's rights, body sovereignty, do what you want, my body, my choice, right? That's the front end. That's the theatrical dance. And behind the curtain, that industry is billions of dollar industry. And this is as well, baby foreskin. So what else do they do with it? So we're talking about skin regeneration, stem cell research, the cosmetic industry. So some high-end skincare products use growth factors derived from foreskin fibroblast cells to stimulate collagen production and reduce wrinkles. These are not the foreskin itself, but lab-cultured cells that originated from foreskin samples. So the so-called Hollywood facial, or the penis facial, which made headlines due to celebrity endorsements. I believe it was Sandra Bullock. I think I played that clip on the show before. Sandra Bullock on the Ellen show, talking about her recent procedure from baby foreskin, from little boy foreskin. It's also used in vaccines and drug testing. So foreskin-derived cells, like BJ fibroblasts, are sometimes used as a medium to test how drugs, vaccines, or other compounds affect human tissue in preclinical research. So ethical controversy, obviously, babies cannot consent to the use of their tissue, raising concerns about medical ethics. Commercialization is an issue. Critics argue it's unethical to profit from body parts, especially removed from non-medically necessary procedures. Also, cultural sensitivity. The practice is particularly controversial in countries where circumcision is not routine or is viewed as unnecessary. So things to think about this. You know, I just think that, right now, everything's up for scrutiny. Why are we doing this stuff? I think we have to look at everything right now. And this is another one of those things. I'm telling you, it's not easy to be a new parent in today's world. And my heart goes out to you, because there was some ignorance when I was a new mom. And boy, did I pay the price for that ignorance. So let me tell you, I paid the price with a flu shot vaccine injury, right? Life-threatening injury with my son. So now, I'm trained to kind of look at everything and say, okay, I see the benefit, but also what's behind the curtain? Like, how is this really, is this an industry? How does this benefit? Who does it benefit? Why do we do it? I'm not telling you what to do. I'm only encouraging you to do your own thinking. I don't have an opinion on this yet. I did not know this, though. Years and years ago, I did not know this, that they were taking that circumcision tissue and using it for products and profit. I don't remember giving, informed consent for that. So that's just kind of disturbing, What else is in the news that you need to know about? There's a news story out about increased screen time for kids that is linked to heart attacks. So when I saw this, I thought right away, we saw the ad campaign roll out about strokes for kids, right? Do you remember seeing that? It was around 22, 23, where we started to see billboards on the side of buses that, kids can have strokes too. Do you remember that? Gee, what rolled out just prior to that caused strokes and heart attacks? Oh, don't be crazy. Right? Don't be crazy. But anyway, nonetheless, screen time, I do know this, Harvard studies, there are Harvard studies that I have read on here before that I have talked about at length, how more screen time, it actually changes the way your brain develops. This is not, any kind of, woo thinking. We're seeing it. We're seeing it. So here's some things to think about. Their brain health consequences to screen time. And there was an article, several publications, if you want to still call them publications, are carrying this. But I went to some straight NIH data that showed that children aged 9 to 10 who spend more than 7 hours daily on screens exhibit thinning in their cerebral cortex, a pattern typically seen in older individuals. This thinning correlates with poor performance on cognitive and language tasks. Number 2, reduced white matter in preschoolers. So MRI scans of 3 to 5-year-olds found that those with over 1 hour of unsupervised screen time per day had less white matter, the brain tissue vital for language, literacy, and executive function development. I took a lot of flack recently, not that long ago, when I said that it's possible. Is it possible? Just hear me out. Is it possible that perhaps we don't have a whole spectrum needed for the diagnosis of autism? That perhaps we most definitely do have biomedical autism. We have that. We know it. We have children in diapers, right? Up into their 20s. We have arm flapping. We have the inability to speak. This is biomedical toxicity, autism. But this entire spectrum, of autism where, if you don't want to look somebody in the eye when you're talking to them, then you're autistic. Or if you can't concentrate on a book or whatever, it's because you're autistic. If you interrupt a conversation rudely because you can't contain yourself because you don't have any self-discipline, then you're autistic. Really? I think not. I think your brain is being formed by technology. And I think it's causing these personality traits, and yes, they are personality traits, that make it socially awkward for you to interact with people who find those personality traits, annoying. I have had people tell me, because they incessantly interrupt in meetings or they cannot sit still as grown adults. Oh, I'm so sorry, it's my autism. Is it? Or is it your lack of discipline? Because there's plenty of times during this conversation that I would like to interrupt as well, but I actually don't because it's not polite. And everybody has to take their turn to speak so that we can communicate effectively. This is the space we're in when we are diagnosing behavior. We're diagnosing emotions. We're diagnosing everything. Is it this? Is this the issue? MRI scans of 3 to 5-year-olds that with over 1 hour of unsupervised screen time had less white matter, and also impaired attention, self-control, and emotional regulation. High exposure to screens, especially in children under 5, has been linked to poor attention span, weaker inhibitory control, emotional dysregulation, and delayed empathy and social cognition. Oh, Wow, really? I think some people call that autism. Is that autism? Or is that too much freaking screen time and lack of parenting? Stay tuned. We'll get into the physical and metabolic repercussions of too much screen time when we come back. You're listening to Naturally Inspired Radio.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time? Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen. Did you know that medicinal mushrooms are excellent for pets? Take our preferred pet health products for joint health, skin health, antioxidant protection, sow health, anti-aging benefits, gut health, liver support, cholesterol regulation, blood pressure support, brain health, anxiety relief, respiratory health, endurance and strength, anti-fatigue, and much more. Available in easy-to-take treats, great tasting gravy, and our pet food blends.
Since adding mushroom dog food to my dog's diet, I've noticed a huge improvement in his energy and coat health. He's like a puppy again, even at 10 years old.
After starting my care on mushroom super sauce, her immune health and digestion have noticeably improved. She's more playful, and her fur has never looked shinier.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. Text Tammy with questions or to order at 720-303-8868. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom. That's naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
Last night on our weekly wellness workshop, we were talking about mitochondria. I think it was a really good one last night. That's where you have to focus your health, and that's why I recommend and promote the cellular reset. Here's what Karen had to say about the cellular reset. I've struggled for years with fatigue and brain fog, chalking it up to aging, but after just a few weeks on the cellular reset, I felt like someone turned the lights back on. My energy is steady all day. I'm finally sleeping through the night. I had no idea my cells needed this much support. That's what we talked about last night, right? If you get down to it, you really have to focus. If you want to get down to root cause, then you got to get your mitochondria operating better, right? You need to heal on a cellular level. And so you need support. And the cellular reset, even the tech bros are talking about polyphenols. These guys that are trying to solve death, guess what they take? Polyphenols. And that is what the cellular reset is all about. So go to naturallyinspiredstore.com today, click on the cellular reset, get yours ordered, and get into the Naturally Inspired community. It was such a good call last night. You know, we do 30 minutes of education and then we do 30 minutes of Q&A, and we had some great questions. We had some interaction together, and you're missing out. If you're on a health journey and you feel lost and you feel like, I don't know what to do, where do I go? Who's right? Get in a community. And it's easy to do. You get on Zoom, 7 o'clock on Tuesday nights, and we have a chat. You get to learn something. We get to learn something about you. And you get support on your optimum health journey, which everybody needs. So do it today, naturallyinspiredstore.com. Let's get back to this top story about heart attack increase in children due to screen time. Here's another side effect of too much screen time for children: elevated heart attack and stroke risk markers. So this was a new study from the Journal of American Heart Association tracking over 1,000 youth in Denmark, found that each additional hour of recreational screen time was associated with increases in blood pressure, LDL cholesterol, insulin resistance, and waist circumference, all markers of higher cardiometabolic risk. Shorter sleep further amplified these effects. Guess what, you guys? Do you remember yesterday when I was telling you how Illinois just passed, mental health screenings in their school system from 3rd grade to 12th grade now, to 12th grade? So what they're trying to do now is make your school a community place, okay, where they also have health clinics inside the schools. And they're targeting low-income areas first. So they're going to bring these clinics right into the schools, and they're going to do these screenings for mental health right in the schools. They're going to do physicals right in the schools. And let me tell you, if your kid has some of these markers, they're going to be promptly putting them on pharmaceuticals. And if you don't want to do that, then there's going to be consequences to that too, right? Because that's when the state gets involved. When the state is involved in your child's health care, you lose your rights over your child's health care. I mean, we already have it now in some states. I believe it's 12 where the parent doesn't have any rights to advocate for their child's health. I think here in Colorado, it's 14. But I mean, each state is getting lower and lower. In Canada, I think it's 12 as well. So your 12-year-old can go see a physician, a doctor, and get put on medication, and you can't do anything about it. That's where we're headed. So, just saying that the allopathic model does not even entertain lifestyle. Right? That's not a solution for the allopathic model to change lifestyle, to change diet. No. They'll accuse you of, neglect, and they'll require that child be put on medication. That's a real thing we're facing here. We're already seeing it with gender, the whole gender issue, right? We're already seeing it. So the best thing you can do is monitor your kid's screen time. Do not let your kid be on the screen all the time, because they are going to have health repercussions for that. And then when they get to school, those health repercussions are going to have to be addressed. And, the best thing you can do is pull your kids out of school. But of course, not everybody can do that. Second best thing you could do is keep your kid in good health. Cumulative metabolic impact for 10-year-olds, each extra hour of screen time raised their cardiometabolic risk score by 0.08 standard deviations. For older adolescents, the increase was 0.13. That means 3+ hours daily could shift a child into a measurably higher metabolic risk category. Other cognitive and visual effects: reduced focus during social scrolling, A recent study found that passive social media scrolling decreases activity in the prefrontal cortex, lowering decision-making ability and concentration, even compared to watching TV or gaming. Number 8, vision strain and misdiagnosed ADHD. Extended near-screen exposure can cause eye muscle fatigue and convergence insufficiency, difficulty focusing, which are often interpreted as ADHD. Screen use limiting visual flexibility may impair interpersonal engagement and contribute to behavioral issues. They're getting a diagnosis of autism. That's what's happening. Gosh, it's just, it's just, we're in such need of personal responsibility, right? And when you dig behind some of these decisions that are being made on the state level, you find people like, the Pritzkers are involved. And the Pritzkers are heavily involved and invested in pharmaceutical products and testing. You got to take personal responsibility for your health. There's no question about it. This is one positive story, though, that the HHS pulls funding on BARDA. And let's just read the story here. This story comes from a biotech website. Department of Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has targeted vaccines extensively since taking office as HHS Secretary. The Department of Health and Human Services has announced a plan to end mRNA vaccine work funded by the Biomedical Advanced Research and Development Authority, that's BARDA, a major escalation of Bobby Kennedy Jr.'s campaign against both vaccines and mRNA in general. So no timeline for the wind down was given. The decision affects 22 projects valued at around $500 million collectively, according to an August 5th release. Additionally, no new mRNA projects will be started. So what is BARDA? BARDA is Biomedical Advanced Research and Development Authority. It's a division of the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services under the Administration for Strategic Preparedness and Response. Its mission is to develop and procure medical countermeasures like vaccines, drugs, diagnostics, and devices to protect the public from biological threats, pandemics, radiological or nuclear attacks, chemical weapons, emerging infectious diseases. Well, when I saw Bobby talk in Kansas, when he was running for president still, he said very loudly and clearly that he was going to tell the infectious disease department to take a break, that we really needed to work on real health solutions, right? We need to take a look at why everybody is so sick with chronic illnesses, and that chronic illnesses were going to become the spotlight. So by golly, if that's not what this is. BARDA was established in 2006 by the Pandemic and All Hazards Preparedness Act. You just got to think of this whole thing, this whole rollout, right? I mean, I think that COVID did a number of things. I think it was a real banger of sorts, It really hit a lot of points that they needed to cover. But I think the main point was ushering in the Great Reset and the digital revolution. And I think that is still full steam ahead. I think that there isn't a way to unfold it at this point, because the current administration, I believe that they got to do this because China's going to do it if they don't. And instead of working to slow the roll on this, they're looking to win the race. And I'm not sure they're seeing the full scope and the ripple effect of this. Stay tuned, everybody. This is Naturally Inspired Radio. I'm Tammy Cuthbert Garcia. So glad you joined me today. We got our health topic next. You're not going to want to miss it.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time. Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturalinspiredradio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturalinspiredradio.com/collagen. Did you know that medicinal mushrooms are excellent for pets? Take our preferred pet health products for joint health, skin health, antioxidant protection, cell health, anti-aging benefits, gut health, liver support, cholesterol regulation, blood pressure support, brain health, anxiety relief, respiratory health, endurance and strength, anti-fatigue, and much more. Available in easy-to-take treats, great tasting gravy, and our pet food blends.
Since adding mushroom dog food to my dog's diet, I've noticed a huge improvement in his energy and coat health. He's like a puppy again, even at 10 years old.
After starting my care on mushroom super sauce, her immune health and digestion have noticeably improved. She's more playful, and her fur has never looked shinier.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. Text Tammy with questions or to order at 720-303-8868. Visit naturalinspiredradio.com/mushroom. That's naturalinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturalinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturalinspiredradio.com.
I'll tell you, my time with you goes by so fast. I can't believe 2 hours pass by as fast as they do. Brings us back to the beginning of the show, and I'm telling you, everybody's saying time is speeding up. It really, truly is. I swear. I think we're all feeling it. David from California says, Tammy sees the whole person, not just the symptoms. Through her guidance, I've completely reset my lifestyle. I eat cleaner, I take smarter supplements, and I have a mindset shift I didn't even know that I needed. The Naturally Inspired community has become my health family. That's from David in California. And that's what you get. You get community support when you work with me. You do a one-on-one session with me. We'll go through a consultation where we take a look at some of the things that might be keeping you from your optimum health. If you have stubborn weight, if you can't sleep, if you have chronic pain, if you have inflammation, whatever it is, I promise you, I can lead you to solutions. So book today at naturallyinspiredstore.com. You can click on the assessment and get yourself started. Get into the Naturally Inspired community. You'll be so glad that you did. Today's health topic, we're talking about heart health. And here's some strategies that I think, you may not have heard. I know a lot of people think, heart health is, eating oatmeal in the morning, right? That's the kind of the way we've been trained in our diet culture, that these are healthy foods. Half a bagel, maybe, with some low fat spread or something. No. It turns out, top nutritionists, the nutritionists that are designing the new food pyramid, okay, because there's a new food pyramid coming out. And you basically got to turn the old one upside down. Turns out that you should be eating way more protein, way less carbohydrates. You should be eating healthy fats. And there's a reason for that, right? Your body knows what to do with those foods, those whole foods. It doesn't know what to do with a food-like substance. Doesn't know where to put it. Doesn't know what to take from it. Often it gets stored as fat. So here are some heart-healthy strategies. Animal-based high-protein approach. Prioritize grass-fed, pasture-raised animal protein. Choose quality over quantity by sourcing protein from regenerative farms. People like Pumpkin Creek Ranch, right? They got you covered. Include grass-fed beef. You can do lamb, bison, pasture-raised eggs, of course, and wild-caught fish. These are all rich in bioavailable amino acids and B12. A lot of people deficient in B vitamins these days. And CoQ10, of course. These are all vital for heart function and energy production. Number 2, embrace healthy animal fats. Don't fear fat. Let me tell you, it's very difficult to overeat on a whole stick of butter, you know? But you do need fat to be satiated. And fat goes a long way for feeling full. And that is a variable that we haven't been trained to look at, right? We think, oh, we've got to eat low calorie. We've got to be hungry and starving all the time. Otherwise, we'll put on weight. When meeting your satiety quotient, right? Making sure you're satisfied after what you eat is part of a healthy, balanced diet. So don't fear fat, especially whole food animal sources is what I'm talking about here. You can use tallow, you can use quality sourced lard, duck fat, grass-fed butter, egg yolks. We use a lot of egg yolks in our household. Make my own mayo with it. A little bit of avocado oil. You drop an egg in there. You use a hand blender, emulsifier, and you got yourself some good mayo. Add a little salt, maybe a tiny little bit of mustard, and you've got yourself a quick mayo in seconds instead of the seed oil brand that you buy at the store. Don't shy away from healthy animal fats because they provide essential fat soluble vitamins like A, D, and E, and K2, and cholesterol. And cholesterol is a building block for healthy hormones and cell membranes. You need it. You need it. And what are we seeing now with a lot of these statins is a lot of brain health issues, blocking cholesterol, in the body synthetically. Turns out maybe not a good idea. Eat high protein meals every 4 to 5 hours. I say eat in a window. Get into a window of eating. If you eat mid-morning, stop eating around 6 or 7 o'clock after your dinner, and don't eat 3 hours before going to bed, 2 to 3 hours before going to bed, right? That's going to disrupt your sleep. It's not because you're going to get fat overnight. That's not the reason. The reason is because it disrupts your sleep. If you're having to digest food, then your body isn't able to focus on its natural detox process, which happens when you go to sleep. And even a glymphatic detox happens. That's right here up in your brain. You're going through a whole cycle of detox when you sleep. And when you eat too close to bedtime, you're inhibiting that whole process. So I eat in a window, and you want to aim for 35 to 50 grams of protein per meal. This helps reduce visceral fat. That meno belly that everybody's always talking about? Oh, I go through menopause and now I've got a menopause belly. No, you're having a harder time regulating your insulin levels, your sugar. Get off the carbohydrates. Okay, it doesn't have to be that way. And I hate that because people are so frustrated by that and it really beats them up. They try everything. You really need to go to high protein, very low, if not no carb, at least processed carbs. That will reduce your visceral fat. It'll lower inflammation and lowers blood pressure as well. This is not all my information. These are all based on NIH studies. You know, one of the top researchers has, many books out about this. The Big Fat Surprise is Nina Techholz's book. So explain a lot of it. This is not my ideas. This is just the information. Walking after meals, even light movement, helps manage post-meal blood sugar and supports circulation. 10 to 15 minutes of walking, or do 40 squats. It's equivalent to the same. So you choose. That'll stimulate insulin sensitivity and improves arterial function. 5, lifting heavy. You gotta get your muscle built. Muscle is king. And I know ladies shy away from muscle, but you know what? Muscle equals your independence as you age. The less muscle you have, the more dependent you're going to be. So new goals. It's not about supermodel skinny anymore. It's about being able to get off the toilet by yourself in your 70s. New goals. Lift heavy and lift often. Strength training increases cardiovascular resilience and builds lean muscle, which is metabolically protective. Incorporate resistance training 3 to 4 times a week. Of course, your daily movement. Also, you got to promote and support that lymphatic drainage, the detox pathways, right? Because we're living in, a lot of exposure to toxins. So you have to make sure that you're keeping your detox pathways open. A sign that you might not have well operating detox pathways. Maybe you get, swollen feet or swollen ankles, right? That means you need to work on your detox pathways. Include heart nourishing organs. So eating nose to tail. Have you heard of this? That means you incorporate things like heart and liver. These organ meats are rich in CoQ10, which supports cellular energy and heart rhythm. Liver provides B12 and iron, and is essential for red blood production and oxygen transport. A word about liver: almost nobody likes the way liver tastes. I get it. Here's what you do. Okay, you chop it up and you put it into ice cube trays and you freeze it. And every time you make ground beef, you throw a few of these ice cubes, these liver cubes, into your meat, and you put some seasoning on it and whatnot. You will not. I've been tricking my kids for years with this. They never knew. And it's a great way to get a little extra iron in the diet. Ditch your ultra-processed foods, of course, and these seed oils, right? You want to get rid of them. These damage your endothelial function and promote arterial plaques. So you need to eliminate canola oil, soybean oil, corn oil, refined grains, and sugar. Don't forget to check your processed sauces and dressings. It's really easy to make your own dressings. I think people think it's really complicated, and it's actually not. It's pretty easy, especially if you use some egg yolks and you have healthy, full-fat dairy on hand. Full-fat dairy is a great thing to use, to make your own, say, like blue cheese dressing or what have you. It's not that hard to make this stuff. You want to replace with healthy olive oil, avocado oil for healthy lipid profiles. That's real heart health, everybody. You've been listening to Naturally Inspired Radio. I'm Tammy Cuthbert Garcia. I am so glad you joined me today. We'll be back tomorrow right here at 3 o'clock. See you then.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, Text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. NaturallyInspiredRadio.com.
Nearly 40% of Americans struggle with a $400 emergency expense. An extra $300 a month can be the difference between stability and financial stress.
Are you feeling the pinch of rising expenses? Imagine what an extra $300, $500, or even $1,000 a month can do for you. Introducing a simple 3-step system designed to help you create a steady income without the overwhelm. Step 1, follow our easy-to-use plan. Step 2, take small, consistent actions. Step 3, stay motivated with weekly coaching designed to keep you on track and moving forward. Whether you're saving for a family vacation, paying down debt, or just looking for breathing room, this system is for you. You don't need special skills, just the desire to make change. Join a growing community of success stories today. Visit simpleincome.info or text 720-764-7448.